Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am SimmingInOz, and guess who downloaded the T.O.O.L mod recently? I started my, I was about to say the Harry Potter save file. I started my Star Wars save file recently, and I thought it was the perfect time to start experimenting with some building mods that I hadn't really delved into in the past before, and felt like I was really gonna need it with this one because I was doing Ray's home on Jaku. It's a very particular build. It's basically an old AT-AT, I think that's how you pronounce it, and it's basically a Star Wars vehicle from the Empire, and it's in the desert and it's on its side, and it's meant to be like really old and dilapidated, and she's basically converted it into a little home for herself. Really custom build, really challenging, and I wanted it to be absolutely perfect. So I pulled on my big girl pants and I downloaded the T.O.O.L mod and I watched the tutorial and I thought, okay, we can do this. So it turned out great. It took some getting used to, definitely, and it's definitely outside my ballpark because I've never been this particular about building before, especially not like really custom stuff. But honestly, it's opened my world about what I can do in The Sims, and I feel like I'm going to be using it a lot more in the future because it's like objects aren't just objects to me anymore. It's basically, how can I make them bigger? How can I make them smaller? I can rotate them. I can elevate them. Not that you couldn't before, but not to this degree. So I'm so excited about the future and just really keen to jump in and see what creative things I can do. I have to sort of think of the objects now in such a 3D way in what they can do for me. So an object is not just an object now. It's more than that. But anywho, it was a bit fiddly, and this is sort of me just learning. You will see me go back and forth about 1,000,000 times on certain things going, okay, how does this work? And how do I get it to turn this way? A little bit fiddly in that you have to go into live mode to do certain things, especially with a lot of the T.O.O.L mod, and then you have to adjust it in build mode. But you know what, you get used to it, and I thought it was so worth it because the AT-AT is meant to be on its side, which means it has to have legs that go out into diagonal positions from the top to the ground. And I was like, what am I going to use for the legs? So I actually used like moisture farming stuff from the Journey to Patu pack, and it just turned out so well. You can see me now doing the underbelly of the AT-AT, and I'm just chucking everything at the wall over there. I'm just trying to figure out what the bottom of these machines actually looks like. I can't make it too neat as well because it's meant to be really rustic and it's been out in the sun forever. It's half buried in sand, and it also just has to sort of make sense build-wise. So she still has to have windows and a roof and enough room for everything. So I was a bit generous with her and I gave her a lot more space than she has in canon. But it was really fun. I was able to give her a miniature bathroom and a kitchen and a little bedroom, and it was so sweet. But honestly, a lot of this build was just me going forth and looking at objects and going, okay, I need guns on the head of this really odd vehicle. How am I going to do that? How can I resize this, adjust this, rotate this to make it look the way I wanted it? And it was so much fun. I cannot tell you how chuffed I am with learning this new skill, and I love learning new skills, and so I'm just so excited. And also, it's not even about just like objects and stuff, it's about like what I can do outside the lots now, because I can move things outside the barriers of the lots now, because that's a thing with the T.O.O.L mod, and you can like just go as far as you want and go, all right, I want to put a lamp post 50 meters that way, and you can do it, and it's like, what the fuck? Oh my god, I can't believe it. So yeah, I'm really excited, and as you can see here, I'm just like trying to get it perfect, but I am so new to it, and yet I feel like I did super decently for my first time using the T.O.O.L mod. And it was just like hours and hours of me just fiddling, and I love it so much. As for the build itself, I wanted it to be as if the room itself, or the vehicle itself, was sunk into the ground. So you're not seeing the full thing because it's on its side, it's in the ground. I add some hills eventually so it looks like it's buried. And so as you walk into the vehicle through the doorway, you actually have to go down some steps, and that tracks because the build itself is sunk into the sand. It's got a bit of a lower bit, so it's all about the illusion of this space is bigger once you're inside, but not too big. It actually makes sense, and just trying to make it look like somewhere she can actually live. So I'm fiddling around with everything, and I wanted it to be really cluttered. Like, she has brought things in from the desert and ripped them off of walls and taken old droids home and just basically chucked them in her house. And if she can't sell it, she can repair it and sell it. So she's in the middle of a lot of projects at the moment, and I'm just adding. A lot of Batu stuff is going into this build. It's almost entirely Batu, and then I get into the interiors and I do change things up a bit in there. However, the majority of this build is Journey to Batu, so that's really fun. And I really love the windows because they're open weave windows, which makes them so fun, and they're very Star Wars as well. I go back and I actually put an air conditioning unit on the very back of this thing, which I thought was really, really fun because it's meant to be the desert, and I'm like, oh my god. Of course. So yeah, it's just me adding bits and bits and bits, and at a certain point I'm just like, yeah, chuck it on, it makes sense. And I sort of had to pull myself back a bit going, no, it doesn't actually make sense, you silly Billy, stop that. Because it's like, it's almost so cluttered you can't actually tell what it is. So I had to pull myself back a few times and go, maybe not. But it was really, really fun. I had a lot of it was definitely a new experience for me, and it's just sort of opened up my world in terms of building potential for The Sims, which is perfectly in the nick of time because I've got a lot of ambition when it comes to, say, the Coruscant builds and stuff like that, and you know, the rebel bases and the Death Star itself. I'm so making the Death Star. I've already done a test run of the Death Star just to see if I could do it, but I didn't use the tool mod in that. I hadn't gotten it yet, but the Death Star is going to be like, think about how big the Hogwarts project was, and you may get in the ballpark of what the Death Star is going to be like. I am going to be so ambitious with the Death Star. Oh my god, just give me time because I am absolutely loving the Star Wars save at the moment. The poor Barbie save, though, is like really on the back burner for me. Yes, I am doing some builds. I've started some builds for it. I'm doing some Cass. At the time of recording this video, I've done Barbie, I've done Ken, and I've started on like a cinema build, which is really fun. It's like this old-timey theater, but we'll come to that. This is a Star Wars build. So yeah, that's in the works as well, but I've got to be really honest though. Star Wars has just taken over my life. It's like my Pinterest board is out of this world. Like, you don't want to see it, but I'm just having a ton of fun, and I'm sort of just thinking as I'm doing these builds, okay, I'm doing very special sort of novelty builds right now, just, you know, Rey's home, and I've also started Luke's home as well in the Tatooine desert, which is so cool looking. Can't wait for you to see it. But it's like, as soon as I get into like the community builds of, say, doing Tatooine, and I'm gonna try and do like a Millennium Falcon interior as well, like a functional interior, which will be so cool, and just a whole lot of other things, and Yoda's house, and obviously the Death Star, and some Empire First Order. First Order and Empire are just going to be interchangeable within this save file because I don't have the room to distinguish them. So, and also I'm again playing with timeline, so that's going to be really interesting to see. However, until that point, I'm just, you know, having fun, but I'm so keen. I'm keen as a bean. And this is me just going through and trying to figure out how to do legs. Like, I don't know how to do this. And you can see me just struggling. I'm just like, okay, so -1 to 0 to the point. And I'm just like, where's the X and the Y axis? It was a whole learning experience. But we got there in the end, and she looks lovely. And I haven't even made Rey yet, honestly. Like, oh my god. Well, who have I made at this point? I've made Anakin. And I've made Padme. I'm going to be making Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon next. I feel like it's the same as the Harry Potter save, where I start from the beginning of the movies, and in my head I sort of do a little mental checklist about who we meet first. So I know we do meet Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon in the prequels because I watched the prequels first. I grew up more on the prequels than I did the originals, so I'm sort of all over the place on the timeline, but I will get to certain people soon, and it'll be nice to sort of move Rey into her home and have her really fun. In terms of Rey and where I'm going to get her, I've been going back and forth on, am I going to use the Rey and Kylo that you get with the Journey to Batuu pack? I'm starting to lean no, because there are very certain annoying things with that idea, because if, say, you took Rey and Kylo out of out of their neighborhoods and added them to your family within the lot, because everyone's done that. Everyone wanted to have Kylo Ren's babies. So if you do that, do they actually replace themselves within the Journey to Batuu world, or are they just gone and you can't actually access that pack functionality anymore? I'll have to give it a test on one of my old saves and not this save, because it's potentially game breaking, so I'm gonna have to give that a go. And if that is the case and they don't respawn, then I am gonna have to just make my own Kylo Ren and Rey within the world, which is completely fine. I can start from scratch, and then it's just gonna have to be like, if you go to Journey in Batuu, there's gonna be Rey and Kylo there, that's fine. But if you come back and actually play the save in my world, then you're going to have doubles of them. So it's just going to be a thing. It's okay. It's not that deep, bro. We can adjust. So yeah, I'm going to have fun with it, but I'm so looking forward to just doing everybody, and I'm sort of just like mentally preparing myself for a lot more world building this time around. So with the Harry Potter save, I only had so much room. I couldn't really branch out, but I was doing a bit of a list a few days ago about what Star Wars characters I wanted to make, and I listed out everyone that I could possibly think of that I could possibly make, and the list isn't that long. Like, the Star Wars cast is not that big compared to the Harry Potter cast, for example. So I have a lot of potential here to really expand the world and the lore, as in put in dozens upon dozens of aliens and other species and people who are just going about their daily life that aren't actually in the, caught up in the drama of the Skywalker family, so to speak. So yes, they are the main component, but I do want to pop in other characters that, just random rebel people and people in the First Order, and just, oddly, I'm so excited to make the musicians that you see in the bar at the bar on Tatooine, where Luke and Obi-Wan go and meet Han Solo to take them to Alderaan. So you have the people that, do that song that yeah, I'm not going to sing it. But them, I'm like, yes, I want to make them. I want to give them backstory, and I want to, fit them into the universe. And I'm going super ambitious with this one. I'm so sorry. But I can't expect any less of myself at this point, because as I've come to know, I'm really obsessive about this stuff. So I'm like so full of beans. But for now, we're doing Rey. The interior, as you've probably been seeing, is coming along. I had to be really custom with the bathroom, in that it is like a 2-tile wide bathroom, and she is lucky she even gets a bathroom at this point, because it was really tough. And then she's got a really basic kitchen. It's all really just thrown together clunky, and I think that really fits with her visuals and aesthetic. And then she's got a little bed area, and she's got a little dining table, and I made sure to put in like her Rebels, I think, helmet that she pops on when she's having lunch, and she's got, models of ships and everything, and it's really cute. And above her bed, I do put in some like scratches on the wall of like how long she's actually been here, and there are a few scratches on there, and it looks really fun. They're like the scratches you get with the werewolf pack, which I thought was really fun. And then for the rest of the interior, it's just clutter. I wanted it to feel oppressive and just sad in there. Like, she's got a lot of junk in there, but nothing really of substance. There you go. And it's just really fun. And any droids she have, I feel like they're broken, and just, it's super sad. And it's not even like homey or anything. It's just pure survival. She's not in a good place, and yet this is where she lives. And it's gonna, like, Luke's place, for example, is also set on Tatooine, but I'm gonna try and inject some warmth into that and some real homey vibes, because that's where uncle and aunt and everything are gonna live, and it's gonna be really cute. And if you're thinking, yes, am I gonna do the droids, as in C-3PO, R2-D2? Yes, I am gonna do them. The only character I haven't really figured out how to do yet is Jar Jar, because how the frick am I gonna make Jar Jar? Do I even want to make Jar Jar? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. That's a question for another time. But who I can make, I will make. So there's definitely going to be an R2-D2 and a C-3PO. And it's just, oh my god, the list just goes on. And this is going to be so fun. But as for now, we're starting off as we mean to go on. I am 100% happy with how Rey's build turned out. It's on a small lot. It's a 20 by 15, if you can believe it. So I did not have much to work with, but I didn't need much. It was important to me that the landscape look vast, though. If I could delete roads and neighborhood fake businesses off in the distance, I would, and just have it be pure desert. If I could do that, I would. Maybe I'll look into it, but I really just want to customize the world itself using the tool mod. If I could cover up the roads with just desert, I would. If I could add in Star Wars ships into the sky, that would be fantastic, and just have the world feel like Star Wars, because I am converting a desert neighborhood into the Star Wars universe, so I do have to put some effort into making it feel like Star Wars, not just on the lot itself, but in the neighborhood surrounding the lot, and I feel like I can finally do that. So that's going to be another project for another time. It won't happen all at once, but it's something I'm going to attempt to do. But otherwise, really, it's so fun. I'm so happy. Like, I hope you can hear the absolute passion in my voice, because I'm just like so excited. Like, Harry Potter was one thing, that was great fun, but man, I love Star Wars. Especially when the building potential has really been opened for me in terms of what I can do. So I'm just gonna do the best I can, and I hope it works out, and I'm just gonna have fun with it. I'm not gonna stress about it. I'm not gonna stress about timelines or being too canon accurate or fitting in all the characters from like the animated series, which I have not totally watched and finished. So yeah, but otherwise we're coming to the end of it now, and I hope you really enjoyed it. I'm second guessing if I put in a letterbox. I totally did. I put it here. I'm placing it right now, and it's so fun. But otherwise, I think I pop in some dust, and that's about it. But I love this build. It is functional. I did have Darth Vader playtest it, and he caught on fire immediately, making a grilled cheese. So it's got my seal of approval of authenticity. If it's setting Anakin on fire, then yeah, this tracks. This works. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope you enjoyed it. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video or you liked the build, please like and subscribe and comment if you like or you cared to. But otherwise, hope you're having a fantastic day. Thanks for coming along, everybody. Bye-bye.